Hello, this is Mari Elaine on the Buying Space Channel. Today I'm reading Psalm chapter 144. Praise be to the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. He is my loving God and my fortress, my stronghold, and my deliverer, my shield, in whom I take refuge, who subdues people under me. Lord, what are human beings that you care for them, mere mortals that you think of them? They are like a breath, their days like a fleeting shadow. Part of your heavens, Lord, and come down. Touch the mountains so that they smoke. Send forth lightning and scatter the enemy. Shoot your arrows and rout them. Reach down your hand from on high. Deliver me and rescue me from the mighty waters, from the hands of foreigners. Those mouths are full of lies, whose right hands are deceitful. I will sing a new song to you, my God, on the 10-string lyre. I will make music to you, to the one who gives victory to kings, who delivers his servant David from the deadly word. Deliver me, rescue me from the hands of the foreigners, whose mouths are full of lies, whose right hands are deceitful. And our sons in their youth will be like well-nurtured plants. Our daughters will be like pillars carved to adorn the palace. Our barns will be filled with every kind of provision. Our sheep will be increased by thousands, by tens of thousands in the fields. Our oxen will draw heavy loads. There will be no breaching of walls, no going into captivity, no crying of distress in our streets. Blessed is the people of whom this is true. Blessed is the people whose God is the Lord. I give up on which psalm is the last psalm written by David, because this is said to be written by David. And they think this psalm was written when he first became king, when he was anointed 7-8 years before he became king. He was an outcast because King Saul was jealous of him. So here he finally is getting to the point of becoming king. And he's praying this prayer that there'll be no breach of the walls, and that people's hands and fingers even will be prepared for warfare. um, out of measure of protection. But he's tired, and he wants no breach of the walls anymore. He wants Jerusalem, all of Israel, to be blessed. Some of this sounds familiar. I think when he's asking, what are human beings that you care for them? That sounds very familiar. So I'm going to go back. I think that's Psalm 8. Hold on a second. Yes, it is. Psalm 8. What is mankind that you are mindful of him? Human beings that you care for them. Now, this Bible is an NIV Bible. I'm going to bring out, I want to put my bookmark in here, this beautiful knit cross. And I want to see what it says in the New King James Version. Give me just a moment. Psalms is rather long, isn't it? Here are those pages flipping. Okay, that's going into Proverbs. I'm looking for Psalm 144 to see how that's worded. Page too far. That's what I thought. When you study the Bible in former versions, or these versions, King James Version is still good to read, and this is the New King James Version. This says, Lord, what is man that you take knowledge of him, or the Son of Man that you are mindful of him? So this says man, and what NIV has done is just changed it to human beings and mankind. And they are using they and them more. Now, this is not any kind of movement to question gender. Although I believe in the rights of the non-binary community, but when this is changed, I've got to find 144 again, to humankind or mankind, as they did in Psalm 8. It's to clarify that it's for everyone. Lord, what are human beings that you care for them? Mere mortals that you think of them. So instead of the Son of Man, they are saying mortals here, because human beings are mortal. Oh my goodness, I haven't had my coffee. But the thing is, that means we're not immortal. We're mortal, and we are going to die. And God is eternal. So why does he even bother with us? Why did he create us? It's asking here, why? And he's not just asking, why did you create men? It's also, why did you create women? So why did you create human beings? So it's making it for everyone. It's not something that is part of this gender political football. And I think it's something that every Christian, even those of you that disagree with any kind of gender bending, could understand that this language is being changed to neutral as far as sex and gender, so that every woman that reads this, every little girl that reads this, can see that they're not excluded. When you say it with the word man, they think that's just adult men. But the message will be to every little girl that reads this, that they're included in this, because it says human being, it says mortal. And we're all human beings, we're all mortal, not immoral, mortal. So, do not do anything destructive to the efforts of the Bibles that are being translated into they, them. Now, I know there are people out there that read only one kind of Bible. And it does make it a little difficult for me to associate my prior Sunday school lesson, my prior teaching, because the word man and mankind, well, mainly just man, was used in the past when I first heard this read, when I first heard this chapter. And sometimes it takes me a minute to associate this verse and the verses in Psalm 8 back Psalm chapter 8 verse 4 specifically to what I learned as a child, because it was taught almost in a different language. Because that was Old English, this is Modern English, and this is Modern English with respect to every person. So this is not the enemy. They, them is not the enemy. If you're talking about two people that went out the door, they went, right? That's two people. But if a person went out the door, or you saw a person down the street, and you were describing what they were doing to someone else for whatever reason, and you didn't know because they were too far away to see, you would say they. When you make laws and when you write important books and you want to include men and women in that law or in that book or in that description, they, them is the only way to go, because you don't know, even if you're talking about one person. So I know that there is likely to be kind of cultural and language war in the age that we're in, and I want you to consider a little 12-year-old girl reading this. It's highly intelligent, that would, if they would read man instead of human being, they might not feel that God is paying attention to them, because God is paying attention to everyone. We all have a soul. We all have an equal relationship with God, whether we're a bishop in any kind of church, or whether we're a lay person, an adult, or whether we're a little child. So I would really prefer this stay human being and not be, forced back to saying man, because that's exclusive. We want to include everyone an opportunity to know God, to have a relationship with God. We need to be, as Christians, act inclusive for everyone. It's only God's job to judge people and to exclude them. But everyone is welcome to salvation. Everyone. Not just man. not the confusing mankind that has to be explained to the current generation. Mortals, human beings, we are. All of us. So you will have a wonderful and blessed day.